football. What a goal! It's the best part of the beautiful game. That moment when the ball smashes into the back of the net and the crowd erupts in cheers. Goals can delight, and if they're against you, they can cause heartbreak. But some goals are just so good that everyone in the stadium has to stand and applaud it. From majestic headers to stunning volleys and dazzling team goals, it's time to look at some of the greatest goals. Robin van Persie, diving header, Holland. Manchester United and Arsenal legend Robin van Persie always had a knack for scoring stunning goals. This guy just did not do tap-ins. He was a specialist in volleys, one of the best in the business, but perhaps his greatest ever goal was the beautiful diving header he scored for Holland at the 2014 World Cup against Spain. A perfect ball comes to him and he dives to head it from the edge of the box. The ball sails in majestically and Casillas in the Spain goal is left awestruck. Dennis Bergkamp, silky skills versus Leicester. Speaking of skillful Dutch maestros, how about this amazing goal from the legendary Dennis Bergkamp? This guy might have had one of the best first touches in football, maybe second only to Zidane, and he never scored an ugly goal. His best ever goal came against Leicester City. Bergkamp perfectly controls a long ball in the box, then flicks it up over the defender, then perfectly volleys it into the net. It wasn't just any old stunning goal though. It was a goal that also completed a hat-trick for Bergkamp that day, and the first two were pretty damn good too. Messi solo run versus Getafe. We can't talk about amazing goals without mentioning the GOAT. Lionel Messi is a legendary player who scored over 800 career goals, and most of them have been awesome. There's not a better dribbler in the game than Messi, and his close control, balance and acceleration means he can dance and weave through defences like they're not even there. His iconic solo run against Getafe started on the halfway line. Messi just hit the gas and ran through the Getafe defenders like they weren't even there, before slotting a perfect finish past their goalkeeper. Cristiano Ronaldo, Real versus Juventus, overhead kick. Who doesn't love an overhead kick? If you try and fail, you look like a donkey, but if you hit it just right, then you look like a baller. Let's just say Cristiano Ronaldo leaves no doubt about being a baller, and of course he scored a great overhead kick in a huge Championship League game. Back when Ronaldo played for Real Madrid, he unleashed the perfect overhead kick against his future employers, Juventus. Kylian Mbappe versus South Africa 2022. When Messi and Ronaldo hang up their boots, Kylian Mbappe is probably going to be the best player in the world. He's already won the World Cup and scored an insane amount of goals, but this guy is pure pace, power, skill and a deadly finisher. One of his best goals came against South Africa while playing for France. He curled a perfect dipping shot into the far top corner. Absolute fire, y'all. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Sweden versus England, overhead kick. Zlatan Ibrahimovic doesn't do boring. This dude was a baller, that's for sure. England fans, you might want to look away because Zlatan unleashed probably his best goal while playing for Sweden against the Three Lions. A poor clearance for England floated up invitingly, 25 yards from goal. But Zlatan was facing away from goal, so no danger, right? Right? Wrong. This is Zlatan. He went for a spectacular overhead kick, and you'd better believe he scored it. Impressed by these goals so far? Don't forget to give us a like, subscribe, and stay till the end where we show you the greatest ever World Cup goal. And England fans will want to look away. Haaland, Man City versus Dortmund, insane finish. Erling Haaland is a goal machine, and he's capable of scoring every kind of goal imaginable. This guy is a ruthless poacher, but he's also ridiculously strong, quick and agile, and he's often finishing chances even when it seems like his body is in an impossible position to score. Dortmund know all about Haaland's goal-scoring ability, so when they came up against their former player, now at Manchester City, they probably weren't surprised by his stunning goal. Cancelo curled a peach of a cross with the outside of his boot, and Haaland leapt and pulled off a stunning finish that looked impossible. Tony Yeboah, Leeds versus Liverpool volley. One of the most iconic Ghanaian players in Premier League history, Tony Yeboah is a Leeds United legend who was renowned for scoring stunning goals. He had venomous power in his shots and great volley technique, and his goal against Liverpool might just rank as one of the greatest goals in Premier League history. The ball is headed back to him, 25 yards from goal, and he caught it with a ridiculous volley. Mo Salah, wonder goal versus Man City. Mo Salah is the greatest Egyptian player ever. Who would have thought a Chelsea reject would become such a legend for Liverpool? But he sure as hell did, helping them win the Premier League and Champions League. There's only a handful of players who could pull this off. Jack Grealish, Aston Villa versus Manchester United. He's the pretty boy with a heart of gold and a love of partying. Yep, it's Jack Grealish. And this guy has scored some stunning goals. Goals have been harder to come by since his mega money move to Manchester City. But when he was playing for Aston Villa, he scored some stunners, the best of which was a perfect curling effort against Manchester United. Grealish's perfect finish gave David De Gea no chance at all. Harry Kane, Tottenham versus Southampton. Harry Kane has scored a whole heap of goals and he's Tottenham's record goalscorer. This guy is undoubtedly the best out-and-out striker England have produced since Alan Shearer, and Kane strikes a ball better than pretty much anyone. He's also got great feet and an awesome football brain, so his quick thinking has helped him dance through defenders just like his classic goal against Southampton in 2015. He beat the Saints defenders, including Virgil van Dijk no less, and then finished perfectly low and hard into the bottom corner. Messi, Barcelona versus Roma, ultimate tiki-taka. You've just got to love tiki-taka. It's the intricate passing and movement that draws out defenders and allows a team like Messi-era Barcelona to dance around the pitch. That tiki-taka magic was at its peak awesomeness when Messi, Xavi and Iniesta played in the same team, but against Roma in 2015. The team delivered one of the greatest team goals ever. Over 20 passes in the move, which involved almost every Barca player. They bided their time, then hit into top gear to ruthlessly finish off the move. And it's Messi's skill and composed finish that brings a goal from all that wonderful passing. Bellingham, Real Madrid versus Napoli. When you're dominating in the Bundesliga and get a big move to the Premier League or La Liga, questions are raised. Can Haaland do it for Man City? Can Jude Bellingham do it for Real Madrid? In both those cases, the answer is yes. When it comes to Bellingham, one of the most expensive players in the world, he's gone up a whole new level, scoring goals for fun. This guy is insanely good, and he showed that recently against Napoli with a great driving run and finish. Someone tell this guy he's a midfielder and not a GOAT striker. Richarlison, Brazil versus Serbia, Qatar. Richarlison probably fancies himself as one of the best players in the world right now, even if he's not shown his skills consistently enough. However, when he was a rare bright spot in an otherwise lame World Cup for Brazil, he scored a peach of a goal against Serbia. Richarlison tends to score with style or not at all, and so it proved with this cool bicycle kick. Thierry Henry, Arsenal v Man United 2000. Greatest player in Premier League history? You could say Ronaldo, although his greatest years were in La Liga. One player right up there in the mix is Thierry Henry. He just had everything in his game. He was a great team player, capable of individual brilliance with pace, strength, and mesmerising skill. One of his most iconic goals came against bitter rivals Man United in 2000. With his back to goal and outside the box, he made something out of nothing as he received a simple pass. He flicked the ball up and then swiveled a perfect volley into the top corner. David Beckham, United versus Wimbledon. David Beckham is world famous and currently has his own Netflix documentary. But let's head on back to the moment when he went from promising kid to a genuine baller. Man United were playing Wimbledon. Beckham picked up the ball at the halfway line and then looked up. Surely he's not gonna... Oh, wait, he is! He fired a beautiful long shot up high that flew over everyone, including the goalkeeper, and landed perfectly in the goal. Now that's how to make a name for yourself. Neymar versus Villarreal 2016. Neymar is this generation's Brazilian icon. He's the Olympic gold medal and Champions League winning star carrying the hopes of a nation, and this cat definitely knows how to score great goals. Look no further than a classic goal for Brazil against Villarreal in 2016. Neymar takes a pass and flicks the ball over the defender, spinning around him at the same time before volleying perfectly into the bottom corner. Robert Lewandowski, Bayern vs Frankfurt 2014-15. Bayern legend Robert Lewandowski has scored an insane amount of goals. Many agree that one of the biggest crimes in football is that Lewandowski hasn't been awarded a Ballon d'Or in his epic career. This guy is one of the greatest strikers ever, and totally deadly anywhere within 30 yards of the goal. He scored stunning goals, and hell, he even scored 5 goals in 9 minutes once. But his goal against Frankfurt in the 2014-2015 season is insanely good. A flick over the defender and then a ruthless finish. Ronaldinho, Barca vs Sevilla, 2003. Ronaldinho played the game with a big old smile on his face and always loved to entertain the crowd. He was maybe the most technically skillful player who ever played the game and invented several legendary skill moves like his trademark flip-flap. He also seemed immune to scoring boring goals. Every damn goal this baller scored was a legit screamer. One of his best for Barcelona came against Sevilla in 2003 when he finished a mazy run with an incredible 20-yard strike that smacked the underside of the crossbar and went in. It's time for maybe one of the greatest ever World Cup goals. England fans, I'm sorry. Maradona, Argentina vs England, 1986. Yes, it's the hand of God. No, we're kidding, that goal sucked, especially if you're an England fan. But even the proudest England fan couldn't help but admire the other goal Maradona scored against England in the World Cup quarter-final in 1986. It was one of the most iconic Maradona goals ever, and a perfect example of how crazily good he was. This guy just had magic feet, and his dribbling could hypnotise defenders. What's the best goal you've ever seen? Drop us a comment and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Go!